But she's oh, what in the world is going on here? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Pretty in the face, but she's super thick. Hello. Oh, nobody's here. Oh, they left. How dare they leave me? Oh, it's 5:30. It's 5:30 somewhere. 5:30 somewhere. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? I got 5 people in here. Hey. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. How y'all doing? Oh, I got 10 people over here. Hey, shout out to y'all. Comfort? Is that Comfort? Hey, what's up? Hey, 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 hey. How y'all doing? How y'all doing on this wonderful Friday? Welcome to the live stream here on the TikToks. The TikToks. I'm going to give a couple seconds or a couple minutes, however long, and see how many people jump up in here. We're going to be talking about some nursing stuff, talking about the NCLEX, talk about whatever, essentially, hey, whatever y'all want to talk about. And there she is. There she is. Nurse Nelly. They're not cooking. All right. Well, first of all, you need to be cooking when you're up in here. Okay. Because I feel like that's like a staple. You know, you're at least cooking something while I'm doing live. You know what I'm saying? So we could kind of like turn this into like, I don't know, like a nursing / cooking channel. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of nursing students and a lot of nurses up in here, you know, can get their chef on. So you never know. I'm just saying. How y'all doing? I'm taking that to heart. Okay, cool. Take it to heart, I guess. Lots of hearts. Lots of hearts. All right. Well, I think we got enough people up in here. 3 of the kids are gone with grandparents. I haven't had to do much. Hey, look, I ain't mad at you. Hey, if you're kid free for the most of the part, you know, for most of the time, I like it. I like it for you. That's good stuff. How y'all doing? My name's Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse. Oh, I mean, I just go by Kevin, but you know, the Boot Nurse is my alias. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about nursing stuff, the NCLEX, the just essentially anything you guys want to talk about. Today's Friday. Hope everybody has had a wonderful week and is ready for the weekend. If any of those nurses that are on here that are working 12-hour shifts that are working the weekend, hey, shout out to you because yeah, that's not me. They come back tomorrow, so I got to go back to yeah. You better go get that cooking on. Anyway, so if you're new here, welcome to the live stream. A couple things. I want to know who you are, where you're from, where you are in your nursing program, where are you in your nursing journey. For those that don't know me, like I said, my name is Kevin. I've been a nurse for 3 years. I've worked in the ICU, PACU, and I've worked in the operating room. I currently work in the operating room. If you want to know anything else about me, I have been in the Navy for almost 16 years. It'll be 16 years in September. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. But like I said, I want to know who you are, where you're from, and where you are in your nursing journey. Are you in the pre-nursing? Are you trying to get into school? Are you in school struggling like the rest of us were? Are you about to graduate? Because I know people are about to graduate here in the next like week or so. Are you ready to take the NCLEX? Have you already taken the NCLEX? Like, where are you at in your journey? Let us know. New here, preparing to take the HESI. Shout out to you. Is it Arden? Arden B. Okay. All right. Hey, all I got to say is find you a really good book. Find you a really good book and then study for a month for that HESI and you'd be good to go. Unless you're talking about like the exit HESIs or stuff like that, then essentially, you know, you just do those by like your sections like Med Surg or Fundamentals or wherever you are. And then, of course, I have my wonderful co-host, Nurse Nelly, who is here hanging out. So if you guys have any questions about nursing that I don't get to, she can get to it. She's been a nurse for a little bit longer than I have now I think about it. And she's worked in Med Surg, ICU, and now she does case management, loving her life, loving her job. She's working in telemetry. There she go. Telling you all about her life right there. So y'all got any questions that I can't answer? If I miss them, she got you. I am in Texas taking AMP2 now and planning to start nursing school January 24th. Shout out to you, Nurse AJ, soon to be Nurse AJ. I like to speak stuff out into existence. So if you're telling me that you want to be a nurse, you better put in the work. You better put in the work to become a nurse. I know you'll get there. Sasha, ASN, struggling hard in nursing school. I don't know why I said it like that. Hey, the struggle is real while you're in nursing school. But It's not necessarily about the motivation of getting through school. It's all about having discipline. If you can have discipline to get through school, you can have discipline to get through anything. Discipline, discipline, discipline. I know that Denzel says that a lot. You know, you got to have discipline in order to get through things. What stethoscope do you recommend? I want to get one. Or I want to get my sister one. Lippincott. No, not Lippincott. Oh my God. What is it? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right. A Lippincott. What the fuck? Littman. They have some other ones. I want to say they're called Echoes. And those are the ones where they have like an electronic thing where they can hear everything, but you can't go wrong if you get a Littman. And they have different ones. That one probably, I think one of my mentors gave me that. And I looked it up and it cost like $170 or something like that. But it was a graduation gift. But a Littman, you can never go wrong with a stethoscope. I'm taking health assessments. Okay, Nita, shout out to you taking health assessments. How do you like that class? Is the TEAS exam hard if I haven't taken physiological? Oh my God, physiology yet? Not really. You in reality can just find a TEAS book. If you're talking about TEAS, like to get into nursing school, you can find you a TEAS book that'll give you all the study material that you need, and you can go and take that exam. How long does it take to get through nursing school? Child, it all just depends. It depends on the nursing school. Like if you're going to LPN school, some of them can be a little over a year. Some could be 2 years. If you're going to an associate's degree, some could be 2 years. Some could be a little over, a little less. If you're going to a BSN program, some could be, it all just depends on where you are. But on average, I would say a year to 4 years, depending on where you go. Littman. Yep. Littman. There you go. If I want to see if I can handle nursing, what should I do? So my recommendation, this is what I tell everybody, is to go up to your local hospital and ask to be a Red Cross volunteer. If you go and you ask to be a Red Cross volunteer and tell them to put you in those areas of nursing. So like if you want to go and see med-surg floor, or if you just want to help out so you can visually see, and then ask if you can be a little bit more engaged, you can do that. That's what I tell a lot of people to do. Is it doesn't have to be every day. It could be once a week. It could be once a quarter, or whatever you want to do. But if you want to see if you can handle it, go put yourself in that situation. So best way to go do it is to go and try to do a Red Cross volunteer. Or you could work as a CNA or a medical assistant or anything like that. You could try that as well. Not Heather up in here being from Wisconsin, showing up, telling her to work as a CNA. Shout out to Heather. Hi, Heather. How are you? If you guys don't know Heather, go ahead and drop your bio up in there. Heather is my other co-host. She comes to all my lives and she chit chatted up. She's from Wisconsin. She's a cheesehead. But also another nurse up in here. Anybody else have any questions, comments, concerns about nursing or whatever? Heather will definitely give you her insight. She has also worked in ICU, also worked in med-surg, so she'll give you all the tea. All the tea. So yeah. How do you like why did I say it like that? How do you like the OR? I like the OR. Mostly it's because you're dealing with one patient at a time. But, I like to call it kind of command and conquer type deal. So, you take care of the patient, but you're also taking care of everybody else, such as I don't know why I said it like that either. But, like I said, it's kind of like being like command and conquer. You're taking care of everybody. You're essentially taking care of everybody, also making sure that the equipment works. Any type of medications need to be grabbed. If something happens with the patient, you're helping anesthesia, pushing meds. If a code happens, you're in charge, running the show, logistically trying to get everything taken care of. So, it could be a lot. But for the most part, when you're doing a routine type of procedure, it's all about the time management aspect. But the time management aspect is getting them into the room at the correct time, because it's all about the bottom line. It's all about productivity, right? So being an OR nurse is cool. It can be fast paced. One thing I will say about being in the OR is that you do lose a lot of those basic nursing skills unless you apply the basic nursing skills while you're working in the operating room. So if you want to start an IV or anything like that, you can do that as well. Okay, I'm thinking about working in the OR, but I love peds. Okay, then go to peds. Or you can go work in the pediatric operating room and just work on do pediatric surgeries. You can do that too. Do CRNA. CRNA is not for everybody, Glammy. I thought about going CRNA. That's all I ever wanted to do. That's all I talked about probably for like almost 10 years. And then when I worked in the ICU, I just realized that it just wasn't in the cards for me anymore. I just didn't want to do it. Like I fell out of love with wanting to become a CRNA. But granted, a CRNA is the highest paid version of the nurse. Of course, CRNA is big money, 100%. And now CRNA programs are now doctorate of nursing practice programs. So, you get your doctorate in anesthesia as an RN. So that's also good. But like I said, it's like that route's not for everybody. But that route is also available. I don't know if you guys hear this monster hitting this door, but that's my son wanting to just violate my live stream because he's a turd. Sir! He's gone. He's gone. We got rid of him. He's gone. My dad was a medic in the Air Force for 20 years. Shout out to your dad for being a medic. He was in the Air Force, so I'll let that slide. I know it's not his fault. It is kind of his fault. Leave him alone. What you mean? He's a terrorist. Wait, I can't say that. Nelly told me I can't say that on TikTok because I might get in trouble. So he is... Nah, he's sweet. He's cool. He and I get along real well. Oh, my goodness. Hey, shout out to the 25 people that are in here. Hey, shout out to y'all getting me to 1,000 likes. I didn't even realize that. I'm just over here just running my gums. He's 15 months, I think. Yes, he's 15. No, tomorrow he'll be 16 months. There it is. He'll be 16 months tomorrow. But yeah. So shout out to like I said, the 25 people up in here. If you guys if this is your first time in here, my name is Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse. Check out everybody that's hanging out in the chat. You guys can follow me on all those social media platforms. Of course, Instagram, of course, TikTok, Thread. Now it's X. Like, it's X. Like, it's not even Twitter anymore. It's X. Like, what's up with that? And then, of course, on the YouTubes, if you or anybody else is studying for NCLEX, or if you're a nursing student just now starting nursing school, check out the 7-day NCLEX course. It's going for $48. Once you get it forever. You get it forever. So if you're trying to get into nursing school or start school in August or, in September, by the time you graduate school, that NCLEX course will all be there for you. So check out. The link is in my bio. Like I said, it's $48. That's 80% off the normal price. Hey, let's keep it moving. So if you're new here, I want to know who you are, where you're from, where you are at in your nursing journey. Do you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, anything like that? You was first class to take NCLEX on computer. Oh, are you talking about me? Or are you talking about you? Because I took mine on the computer, but I wasn't the first class to take mine on the computer. That would make me really mature. See, that's a good word. That would make me a lot more mature. That would make me a lot more mature. You're right, Heather. That is a good deal. Oh, I was one of the first classes taken on the computer. Yeah. That's because you're older. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Can you not see this gray hair just trickling out? You see how old I am? I got some over here too. Somebody came up to me and they were like, "Hey, you got a fuzz in your head," and they were like, "Oh, my bad. That's just gray hair." I'm just like, "Wow, I appreciate you." Now go away from me, and I'll go cry in a corner somewhere. Not just playing. I embrace the gray hair. It's all good. That's old stress. Nah, I ain't worried about it. It's not old stress. I embrace the gray hairs. It's all good. But anyways, yeah, like I was saying. So anyway, hey, y'all wild for that. Let me just tell y'all that. But anyways, so yeah, the NCLEX. I'm trying to think, what year was it that the NCLEX went to the computer? I can't remember what year it was. But one of my mentors, when she became a nurse, she took hers on paper, and she said she had to wait 6 weeks to get her results back. And I'm just like, Lord of mercy. 94, Lord of mercy. How old was I in 94? You ready for this? I was 7. Yeah, I said it. I was 7. I was 7 years old in 94. Let's do that math, right? I start the program in January. Shout out to you. Is it Andrea or Andrea? You know, it don't even matter. Hey, shout out to you for starting your program in January. I know that you're going to do great. Is that Christian? I'm studying for T's. Again, failed 2 times. I'm an LPN looking to bridge RN from Pennsylvania. Okay, cool. So, hey, you got it. You got it. I'm going to tell you right now, and you already work you're already an LPN. You already know nobody cares what school you went to. Nobody cares how many times you've taken any exam, as long as you have a license and as long as you have a license. Oh, and as long as you went to an accredited school and we ain't hashtag fake nursing it out here. So you good? Ain't nobody ever gonna ask you, hey, you heard Christian failed the exam twice, right? Don't nobody care about that. You good? You right where you're supposed to be. Heather, you were 11? My God. No, I'm just playing. My mom took hers in 97. Cool. My God, mom said that she had to wait like 6 weeks. That's crazy. I didn't even want to wait 6 minutes. Yeah, because everybody now we can do the Pearson VUE trick. Like now people just do the Pearson VUE trick. I don't even know how people made it like taking the exam back in the day when it was on paper and had to wait 6 weeks. I don't know. What's up, Thunder? Welcome back. I have some frequent flyers that like to show up for my live, so I appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys share. Make sure you guys share the live. Share with people who you think might need it, because you never know. You never know. We don't like to hoard knowledge around here. What questions y'all got? For all my new people that are in here, what questions do you guys have for all of us boot nurses? Because we're learning new things every day. Every day we're learning new stuff. So I don't care how long you've been a nurse, you're always learning something new. And then if you're not trying to expand your knowledge and learn something new, then you might want to start learning something new. I'm just saying. How do you feel about the new generation NCLEX? I think I actually like it. But I say that hindsight's 2020 because I had a very hard time passing the original NCLEX. But I think that the new generation NCLEX is, number one, you get partial credit on a lot of the answer options. So I mean, you can get partial points on the extended multiple responses. And same thing with select all that apply. On the old NCLEX, you didn't get that. You didn't get that at all. It was either you got the whole thing right, or you got the whole thing wrong. So I actually like it. And plus, like with the case studies and the case scenarios, like everything that you could possibly need is in the question, from the health, from the history, from the vitals to the labs to the signs and symptoms to from the patient telling you everything that you need to know, the family members if they're there. I actually think it's good, and a lot of people that are repeat test takers that have taken this new one, they say they like it better. So, what is something you wish you knew in nursing school that you know now? While I was in nursing school, I wish that I knew that there was an associate's degree program instead of just going straight to a bachelor's, because I would have went and got my associates. That way I could have got out to the nursing field faster instead of me having to go, to the BSN route. Most reason why I was trying to go that route anyways, because I was trying to get commissioned as an officer. And yeah. So if I would have known that, then I would have done that. And another thing I would have done is like I kind of wish I knew like how the curriculum was like all set up. That way I could have prepared better, but hindsight's 2020. Secret. If you can't start a PIV, don't use tourniquet, use a blood pressure cuff at 120. If that's on, so that's really good to do like like in the hospital, but not on the exam. I agree, because I've done that a few times actually. I wish I knew how important study groups and having support was. Yep. Another thing that's really good is I really wish before school that we got exposed to NCLEX style questions rather than the school just creating their own questions. I wish that we would have been exposed to those really early instead of it just being like an exit exam saying like, hey, this is how your NCLEX is going to be. I'm like, okay, why can't you just start us that way from the beginning? You know what I mean? Study groups, I figured that out real quick for myself. Hey, y'all, it's my first year ABSN, striving to be a clinical nurse manager, I'm assuming, Ebony, that's what you're talking about. So shout out to you. Grace, should I get my CNA during my sophomore year of college or just do internship at a hospital? It all just depends on what you want to do. Either way, if you're trying to be exposed to a hospital, either way it'll be good for you. CNA, you get paid, you can do your thing, and then an internship at a hospital. You're talking about like an internship at a hospital, like working as a CNA or working as an RN or a or a student nurse or whatever. Either way, you get exposure. And so Glammy says yes. So there, you win. She wins that one. Any advice for new grads starting on med-surg or med-surg telemetry floor? Well, I will let the med-surg nurses tell you that one. And that's for, is that Muslima? Did I say that right? I hope I said that right. I would work as a CNA. Glammy said, thank you so much. Muslima, yeah. What is the lowest starting pay for a new nurse now? It all just depends on what state that you're in, Carrie. Like some places they start, it depends on what state, and it also depends on what hospital in that state. So most private hospitals, like an HCA, they're like a for-profit organization. They'll start you out a little bit higher versus if you go to like a level 1 community hospital, they'll start you off a little bit lower. I actually made a video on my first nursing paycheck, but that was back in 2020 or 2021. So if you want to check that out, links in my bio, you can check it out on YouTube. But it all just depends. So some places they start you off at 24, some 25. Now, hell, even here, like in Texas where I live, they're starting some of these new nurses out like at 33 or 35. And I'm just like, oh, that must be nice. I started off at 25 an hour. And I'm just like, how in the hell am I going to make that work? But hey, I made it work. And that was the highest around that time. That was the highest that they were paying people. So we had NCLEX questions from the beginning. That must be nice, Heather, because we did not. Study like it has to make sense. Well, here's the thing is that some people don't understand what makes sense. Vanessa, do you wish other nurses would do differently? What do you mean, Vanessa? Oh, a midwife. I got you. One of the guys who used to be one of my students when I was a surge tech instructor, he's actually in nursing school right now and he wants to be a midwife. So do not pass go. Go straight there. So if you want to go straight to labor and delivery, whatever you need to do, keep yourself familiar around where you want to be. So South Florida, there's only two. South Florida. Okay. So Florida and Georgia. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I'm just playing. You're always learning on med surge. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Yep. Be a sponge. It says, Lord, let me not start. As a med surge, I would recommend being a sponge. Take everything in. Ask the questions. I started in a burn unit, barely made $500 a week. Okay, so that was a different time, Glammy. Okay, I got you. I understand. But $500 a week, man, back in the day, you must have been balling. I actually started work my internship or my first exposure of working as a nurse, as an RN, was in a burn center. I worked in a burn ICU for 6 months. Probably some of the best experience I think I've ever had as a nurse, and I loved it. And if I could have stayed there and worked, I would have. Started at 28. Must be nice, Heather. Must be nice to be balling while you're up in here, fucking shitting on the rest of us. No, just playing. Agree. I worked on med surge. I'm prepared for big tests. Any advice? Is it Kavaja Jennings? Kavaja Jennings. I'm preparing for big test. What test are you taking? Thanks. That's the plan. Just keep going. Yep, that's right. Vanessa, I wish they would embrace the new nurses and not treat them like they have to earn a spot. Yep. I agree. I did that route CMA to RN, but I traveled for a year. Okay. Not even. Okay. I got you. What test are you taking? The NCLEX or however you say it. So you're preparing for the test and you don't even know how to say it? Come on. So my advice to you when it comes to studying for this exam, first thing I would say is to pretty much cut everybody off. Second is prepare your, if you have an office or if you can essentially prepare like you're going to take the exam, like no phone, no snacks, no drink, no nothing, recreate the testing environment for yourself. You need to study at least the minimum amount of questions that the NCLEX would ask you. And that's at least 85. And the most that they would ask you would be 150. So you need to be studying that at least every day or every other day. You need to put yourself on a schedule. You need to create a study plan for yourself. And when you create a study plan for yourself, start with the sections that are probably the most difficult for you. So for me, it was pharmacology and it was pediatrics or maternity. So I started with those. And then probably somewhere in the middle, I kind of caught up and I started doing really well on my quizzes. So I would definitely start with those sections for yourself. When it comes to making a schedule, be very honest. Like do from 6 a.m. all the way to 6 a.m. the next morning and literally map out your schedule. Like what are you going to do hour by hour by hour? Because that keeps you honest and it also has accountability. Speaking of accountability, only you know what you do. So understand what you do and what you don't do. So if you're over here telling me, oh, I studied really hard, I'm like, all right, cool. Let me see what your schedule looked like. I'm like, wow, you got a nice gap right here. What did you do? Oh, you took a nap? Okay. Or you took a nap and you only studied like an hour, every couple of days. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not saying that you're going to fail, but based off of that, it's just like, it's kind of hard for you to retain information unless you study like that or unless you're able to retain information like that. So do you have a good understanding of NCLEX style questions? Like, do you know what the question's truly asking you? Do you have a good understanding of content? So if I was to start talking about diabetes Hey, tell me everything that you know about diabetes. Okay, cool. Or tell me everything you know about diabetic medications. What is DKA? Like, what does it truly mean? Like, how do you fix DKA? What if somebody has attention pneumothorax? Like, how do you fix that? What are the signs and symptoms? Uh, so on and so forth. So if you have a good understanding of content, then you can apply it to the questions, but you have to know what the questions are asking. Okay. And the only way that you'll be able to know that is by practicing. So I hope that helps. I feel like I talked in circles, but I think I made my point. Let's see, 28. Yep. It's because I have so many options. My end goal is DMP, as per research, is the best right now versus PA. So, Cavaggio, the one thing I'm going to tell you is don't worry about everything else. Like it's okay for you to map out your life, which will change because it always does. But worry about the task that is right here in front of you. You can't get to nobody's DMP. You can't get to nobody's end goal until you at least accomplish the goal that's right in front of you. So you ain't getting no DMP if you don't got no license. So you gotta do that first. You gotta graduate if you haven't already, and you gotta get that license in order to get to that DMP. Embrace work/home time. Yep. It depends on you, your experience. Yup, Sasha, got it. I have no experience. Okay, gotcha. That's good knowledge. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What y'all in here talking about? Shop around for sure. Don't settle for less. Oh, y'all talking about jobs. Oh, so y'all just having a whole conversation up in here, ignoring me. I'm on DMP. I'm doubting if I want to move forward. Candy, why? I'm actually curious. Like, there's another person, a few people I know that are doing DMP programs right now. And a lot of them are just like, man, I don't know if this is what I want to do. I mean, but it's okay. So here's the thing is that if you decide that you don't want to do something, it's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, if it's not right for you in your life, it's okay. If it's not right now for your life, that is also okay. What's starting pay for RNs? Kavacha, it all just depends on where you are, where you live. Scroll up and you see that they're having a whole conversation about it. How is the DMP? So it depends on the type of program that you're going for in regards to DMP. Because, they have the one for anesthesia. They have the one for nurse practitioners. So it all just depends on the program. And the nurse practitioner aspect, you could do psychiatric nurse practitioner, acute care. You can do family nurse practitioner. You can do all that. I love my DMP program, but work has been tough lately. I'm actually surprised, Candy, because usually for DMP programs, don't they make you sign a contract to where, you can't work or something like that? I'm wanting to get my MP in family nurse or family peds. Okay, you can do that. Sky's the limit. You can make it happen, Sasha. Same. Wait, so as a medical assistant, hold on, let me make sure I read that right. As a CMA, I'm at $50, but I travel. Well, that's because you travel. So, I understand getting $50 an hour or whatever. Yeah, essentially $50 an hour. That's good. That's really good for a medical assistant. And nurses will probably make more than that. But it's just it all just depends on you, what you want to do. And it all just depends on what state that you go to that'll pay you. I can tell you right now, there's no medical assistant I know. Even the ones I work with, $18 an hour. But that's because they get benefits. But little do people know when they work staff or when they become travelers, you can get benefits anywhere. So the hospitals or whatever, they'll try to tell you that, we have great benefits package. I'm sorry, whatever hospital system you are, those days are over to where you can't just trap me into a place and say that your benefits are better than X, Y, and Z. There's so many other places out here that have really great benefits. Not for University of Phoenix DMP program. Okay, well, that makes sense. Y'all scaring me to even get my DMP. Why? Ain't nobody trying to scare. So here's the thing. It's not about trying to scare you. It's about the reality of how programs are. To get your doctorate is not meant to be easy. To get your nursing degree is not easy. If you're in nursing school, have already been through that route. You already know how hard it is. You know how hard it is. So what makes you think that getting your DMP is going to be easier? Come on now. Don't be scared of it. You have to embrace it. You have to accept it for what it is. You just have to. Is there really a shortage for nurses, or people just don't want to work at certain places? Ma'am, it is very much a shortage of nurses. And there always has been a shortage of nurses since the beginning of time. And the reason being is because there's not a lot of people that want to do it. And the thing now is with social media, it's nurses. your nurses themselves are bringing to the forefront of how they're being treated, how they're not being compensated, and just the overall everyday life that nurses go through. And granted, it is a very rewarding profession to be in because, we have the pleasure of taking care of people. But at no point in time when you're taking care of people should the people that you work for or work with treat you terribly. Or we shouldn't be getting assaulted for wanting to help people. Or, I shouldn't have to be a nurse in the ER and, worry about me getting stabbed by somebody. Or I shouldn't be a nurse working in a NICU and then a drug strung out mom come up in there and start slashing me, because she wants to take her baby. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just a lot of things that are happening, and COVID really brought that to light. It really, really brought that to light. So there really is a shortage, and there always has been. And COVID actually accelerated that, put us behind, I guess, by 5 or 10 years. So. And even though there's a shortage, you would think they would pay you better, but they don't. So, I know for Georgia, I have 5 years experience for a CMA, and they offer a permanent position at $30 an hour. And look at that. I mean, if that's what you want. So I'm taking it to transition to RN side. Okay, cool. You take it, transition to the RN side, and then get your experience, and then go travel, and then make that money. Listen, I need easy after all these exams, ma'am. Let me tell you something right now, Sasha. Easy? That ain't even how it's gonna work. Gotta go adult and do my laundry. Have a great weekend, Kevin and friends. Yes, ma'am. You too, Heather. Oh wow. We shouldn't be working on our sick. I agree. I ain't trying to work when I'm sick. The hell? Is it just me, or do y'all not like the Pete's parents either? I don't know. You got to think it's just a parent's first reaction is to be protective over their child. That's the first reaction. I don't know if you have kids or not, but if I saw a nurse doing something and I have no idea, I'm gonna ask, and the first thing I want to do is I want to be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And so you as a pediatric nurse have to. It kind of comes with the territory of having an overly protective parent worried about their child. Now, at no point in time, of course, should you ever remotely hurt that child. But then at no point in time should they hurt you because, you're just doing your job. So one thing I realized is that anytime I had a pediatric patient, which was not often, I would be very, very attentive to the parent, as in hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what you're going to see, by kind of giving them a play-by-play. But some parents you just can't get through. Some parents are just going to be that way. And, you kind of just have to accept it. But at no point in time should you accept the fact of somebody trying to put hands on you, because they can get the old fisticuffs. You see what I'm saying? Light bulb what? We're talking about light bulb. You got an idea? LaBelle? Let me know. Knife and Gun Club at apartment was it? Look, okay. Now we refuse to work for less than what we deserve. Yeah, that's one thing is what it says, know your worth. And the reason why they say there's a nursing shortage is because there's nurses that are out here that have been working for 5-6 years, still getting paid pennies, that can barely make it out here on, paying their rent and all that other stuff. So it's just go to where know your worth. You got to know your worth out here. You got to know your worth. Working as a CNA in a hospital versus a rest home. Are you asking? That all just depends on you and what you want to do. I mean, you can go to a long-term care facility or a nursing home and you can do it. Or you could do it as a CNA in a hospital. Either way, you're going to get experience. I really can't speak to that because I've never worked as a CNA, in a long-term care facility or a nursing home. I've worked in a hospital as a hospital corpsman. And, I feel like maybe it's a little bit more regulated and structured at a hospital than it would be at a nursing home. But, it is a nursing home. This is Jerry is my weakness. They definitely take up yeah, they do. And if that's not where you're strong, then don't go there. That's not the light bulb was you shedding light on the BS that go right. Hey, look, I'm all about giving all the tea. I'm all about letting y'all know what's up. But I am all about letting you guys know as well. The realism is just I always get asked, do you even like nursing? And I was like, I do like nursing. But here's the best part about nursing that I like. I like teaching the brand new nurses. So that way they're better prepared than I felt like I was prepared when I came into the nursing field. So That's just me. You'll make more money in a long-term care facility, but hospitals' benefits are better. So I've been told, invest your money. Don't let taxes take them all. Yeah, I mean, this isn't an investment channel, but that COVID money where people were making like $10,000 a week, in New York and Florida and California when it was at its height. Let me tell you, there's a lot of nurses that left because they went and worked those contracts, and they put their money into real estate. They put their money into storage facilities. They put them in multifamily apartment complexes, and now they just live off of that. And I ain't mad at them, especially if you have that kind of money to just not do what you want, but to invest it properly. I traveled for 2 years, took a permanent pre-position. The permanent position is decent, but took some adjusting. Yeah, I bet it did. I bet it did. What did you have to adjust? Let us know. Let us know how you had to adjust. I just have a big heart for Jerry. Okay. It's just sad how no one be at a point. Yeah, that's true as well. You gain so much work experience and life experience there. I forgot, Nelly, that you actually were a CNA for I remember we had that conversation a long time ago. You had asked me, like, should I do it? And I'm like, yeah, you should. And look at that. How long are you asking me, Glammy, how long have I been an RN? I've been an RN for 3 years. What's your take on ICU? That's where I'd love to be. Or in the trauma unit, I love pressure. Go there. I worked in the ICU. I worked in a burn ICU, and I worked in a medical and a neuro ICU. That was all over a little over a year. I liked it. I liked it when I was there. I loved the burn ICU. Like, I learned so much while I was there. I learned about, the balloon pumps, impellers, the CRT. Like, I learned a lot while I was there. And then I went to the medical and neuro ICU, and I was during the second wave of COVID. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Put it this way. Just go look at the videos on my page, and you'll see why I quit the ICU. Now, with that being said, that was my experience. Your experience could be different. Your experience could be different. But if you want to go to the ICU, by all means, I'm not going to tell you not to go because, your experience may differ or will differ. It all just depends. But go. I've been in the medical field for a greater part of 15 years. Yeah, you sure have. How was the burn ICU? Sasha, I loved it. I love the burn ICU. It's been hard to find a job for new grads. Where do I start? One thing I'll tell everybody, if you're trying to find a job, create a LinkedIn account. Put your resume on there, and you'd be so surprised on how many people would find you for a job. But I would apply at every local hospital that's around. And then if push comes to shove, are you opposed to moving and going to a different place to get a job? Just saying. Have you heard a what? Saying ICU nurses rock and are much more respected. Yeah. All right. I don't know. Like the ICU. Look, I'm gonna let Nurse Nelly give her opinion on the ICU nurses, and her and I've had this conversation many, many times. She articulates it a lot better than I do. Mostly is because she can type it, and me trying to say it, I feel like it may come out wrong. But it all just depends. I mean, I got a lot of respect for ICU nurses because I used to be one. But then some of them are wild, and some of them I didn't care for. Some of them, if I seen them on the streets, like, it'll be a different story. But I mean, for what it is, I like the ICU because you learn you get so much knowledge while you're in there, of the whole picture of a patient. Like, I learned a lot about hemodynamic instabilities there because, you get to watch the A lines, you get to watch all that stuff. So it was great. Thank you for this. It's really good to chat with other medical professionals. Yeah. Hey, since you want to chat, make sure you follow me and let everybody else know. Hey, speaking of that, I'm going to pause for all the 34 people that are in here. Welcome to the, this TikTok live. My name is Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse on all those social media platforms or avenues. Make sure you guys check me out. The link is in the bio. Here we're talking about nursing, the NCLEX, or essentially anything that you guys want to talk about. But one thing I want to know is I want to know who you are, where you're from, where you're at in your nursing journey, and what questions that you have for me and the team of awesome nurses, soon to be nurses down here. We're trying to facilitate a great discussion and essentially trying to change the narrative of how nursing is. The one thing that I hate about nursing is that nurses eat your young shit. Like I don't know where that was cultivated from. I don't know where that was started, but that shit has got to end. Like it has got to end. And if it end, and I'm telling you right now, it ends here. It ends here. It ends here, and we start anew because essentially, like we as nurses, even though I've been a nurse for 3 years, and other people have been nurses, since I was 7. That's no shade, but it's just like we have to cultivate a different culture, and we have to be willing to teach one another and have some type of patience because we're dealing with patients and we're dealing with other people. So that nurses eat your young shit, I don't play it. And I've had some older nurses try to, this is gonna sound weird, but try to eat me, and that ain't and no. And it may just be because of, this attitude that I have with me being in the service, as people call it an attitude, but I'm very assertive, and you're not going to talk to me like I'm your husband or your son because I don't play that shit. So, all right, I'm off my soapbox. But anyways, let me see what y'all are talking about on here. Also, if you or anybody else is studying for NCLEX, or if you're a brand new nursing student, check out the 7-day NCLEX course. Link is in my bio. It's going for $48. 80% off, and you get it forever. So if you're just now starting nursing school and you got a whole year, 2 years, 3, 4 years before you graduate, you have an NCLEX course that you're getting for $48. So you get everything forever. Not a bad deal. I'm just saying. So that link's in the bio. Check that out. All right, let me see what you guys are talking about. I graduated in 9 months and want to go to labor and delivery, but males in labor and delivery is just so unheard of. I'm a little nervous. Jay, it's not unheard of. There's plenty of guys that are in labor and delivery. Labor and delivery just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't really my thing. It's been hard for new grads to find a job. Where do I recommend? Just like I said earlier, create yourself a LinkedIn account, make it professional, put your resume up there, and just start applying at all the hospitals. And if you really want to, the new grads, if you don't have to, but I highly recommend it. But anybody that's a new grad should be looking at every residency program that every hospital has. That's what you guys should be looking at. Finances and just knowing that my time wasn't on schedule. I hear you, Army wife, RN. I hear you. I graduated in May and passed my NCLEX in 2 weeks or 2 weeks ago. Shout out to you. It's me, DD, or it's me, D91. I see you. Congratulations to you for passing your NCLEX. Welcome to the shit show. No, I'm just playing. No, this is a shit show, but it's our shit show. It's a good shit show. That's what we're a part of, right? So congratulations for you or to you for passing your NCLEX. Are you an RN or an LPN? Let us know. Yes, not indeed. Thoughts of nurse residency programs for new grads. Slap into Slim Jim. Hey, hey, that's funny. Yeah, residency programs. If you're trying to get a job right out of school, go into it because you're going to go into it, get training, but you'll get a job. So. What unit do you work on now? And I work in the operating room. The Mean Girls vibe in ICU is terrible. I'm literally traumatized from the bullying in the ICU. Yep, because that shit's real. Glammy, it's true. Yep. Yes, I love to train new nurses. So I've been an instructor for 8 years. And this goes to the Army wife RN. But I've been an instructor for 8 years. I'm a master instructor in the Navy, and I was part of a surgical technology program, and I taught a bunch of other courses. So I love to teach new nurses. So I'm a preceptor as well. So when I had students come into the OR, surg tech students and and nursing students, I had them all. And so I just love to train them all at once. And I don't know, I like teaching is like what I really, really like to do. So glad it's over. RN, shout out to you. Hey, so everybody needs to go and tell it's me, D91, tell her or him or whatever you identify as in the most respectful way possible. Congratulations and welcome to being an RN, welcome to being a nurse, welcome to the shit show. Whoop, whoop. All right, let's see. I can't wait to precept. I love teaching. Hey, precepting is awesome. So I'm just saying. I'm glad to teach Parkland Baby. Look, I'm just saying. Oh, and now I think about it, July 1st already happened, so we already know the new residents and the new interns, getting out of medical school. Those are the best. Training new doctors is the best because they be trying to bring that book. And I'll be like, hey, bro, get that book out of here, and then let us show you what's really going on this floor, all right? Let us show you what's really going on this floor. What was that? Oh, Anna Locke, it says, come join Artrium Health in Charlotte, North Carolina, posting on August 5th. Oh, okay, cool. I don't live in North Carolina, but anybody that lives in, Charlotte, North Kakalaki, if you decide that you want to go work there, go do it. I mean, this isn't really one of those spots where it's like, hey, promote where we're hiring new grads, but I'm all about, hey, people trying to get out here and get a job, go out here and get you a job. So go out there and get it. I'm going to try to sit on here for about another 15 minutes. But y'all already know what happens. Y'all hold me hostage, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. You're welcome, Anna. You're welcome. Just make sure you share this and you let everybody know that I do these live. A lot of people ask when I do these lives, and I have been consistent for the last 2 weeks. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, sometime between 5:30 and 5:30 and 6:30 Central Standard Time. I live in Texas. And yeah, anybody else live in Texas besides me and Nelly? Because let me tell you, it's hot as hell outside for no reason. It's just like, God, hey, it's me again. You turn the oven down because this shit is ridiculous. I'm just saying. Oh, y'all live in Texas? Hey, shout out to y'all. Where y'all at in Texas? Where y'all at in Texas? I love my Texas fam. You live in Texas? You live in Texas too? Illinois? Illinois. Did I say that wrong? I know I said it wrong. I'm just playing. It's hot. Why hot up there? It shouldn't be hot up there. I'm moving back to Texas next year. I miss it. Hey, come on. Hey, come on now. Bring yourself back here. You can't ever leave. I don't never want to leave here. I love it here. I'm traveling in Minnesota now, and it's 100. Why? Why is it 100 degrees up there? Mount Pleasant, Texas. Okay. All right. Hello from Texas. Where you at, Army wife? So you're okay. So if you're an Army wife RN, I'm assuming you're going to be somewhere near an Army base. See, I shouldn't assume, but I'm just throwing it out there. Dallas. I've been to Dallas once or twice. I live at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, so I understand the heat. It's hot and humid. Oh, that's nasty. I can't look. There's one thing I can't do, and it's the humidity with that heat, man. It's just like you walk outside and you just, all right, now I gotta take a shower. I'm almost done with my prereqs. Just now looking at the packet for all the requirements. Shots. Oh, yeah. Hey, look, you might as well just pretend you're going to be in a cattle line. And you about to get all the vaccines. So Orlando was hot. It's already 98. Look, it was 94 degrees this morning at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Why? Where am I located? I live in Texas. I don't even know how to say that. Is that Lejeune? Lejeune? You know what I'm talking about. Yep. Fort Hood. Ma'am, it's not Fort Hood anymore. It's Fort Cavazos. Okay. Hey, shout out to everybody from Fort Hood because that's where I'm from. That's where I'm originally from. And that also is where Nurse Nelly is from. Yep. There it is. Don't come to Illinois. 98. Yeah, right? I don't even know nobody. The last time I was in Illinois is when I went to basic training. When I went to boot camp. And that's it. Good old Great Lakes. Gurney Mills. Good old Gurney Mills. I will be done this August, and I want to take my NCLEX no later than September. Okay, cool. So if you don't want to take your NCLEX no later than September, I'm going to need for you to go and register for that as soon as you get your authorization to test, if you haven't got that already. My kids were born in Fort Hood. Ma'am, it is Fort Cavazos. Stop calling it Fort Hood, okay? We got to get with it. I'm just playing. I call it Fort Hood, too, so we good. I remember your Illinois. Yeah. I remember those times, too. I was born in Fort Hood, and my oldest was, too. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Go way back, like 2 flats. So, what other questions y'all got? For all my new people that are in here, I got 25 people in here. I'll go through my spiel again. My name is Kevin. I go by the Boot Nurse on all social media platforms. Check out my links that are all in the bio. Anybody that needs NCLEX help or anything like that, I created a program called the 7-Day NCLEX course. Link is also in the bio. Make sure you guys check it out. I work on posts. It's the hood. Let me tell you something. That East Gate off Rancier is the hood, ma'am. See what I'm saying? Hey, so there's a spot in Killeen. Now, if you go down Rancier and it's on Gray Street, so right before you get to 10th Street, it's on Gray Street, or there's like an Army surplus store. There's this Korean spot, and all it says is Korean kitchen on top of it. and they make like these Korean egg rolls. It's called yakimandu. That is the only time when I do go to Killeen to go see my family. That's one of the only places that I stop. I don't stop nowhere else. And I'm going to Killeen tomorrow, so I'm about to give me some yaki. So hey, anybody from Killeen who's ever been there, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's in the hood. Like, it's in the hood. Like, and so you know it's good. You know it's good if it's in the hood. I'm just saying. Look, we are off, family. That's what I'm talking about. Why didn't you continue to CRNA? Tara, I'm going to answer your question in 1 second. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to answer your question now. So I didn't want to go CRNA is because I had just got off active duty, started working in an ICU. It was the second wave of COVID. I had a terrible experience in the ICU because of the lack of support, the lack of training, the unsafe patient-nurse ratios, and the unsafe practices that were happening in the ICU. And then I realized it's just like I had been working in a teaching environment for so long and how much I loved it. And I was just like, I'm not really feeling doing bedside anymore. And then I realized that I didn't want to go back to school to do CRN. I didn't want to go back to school to do it. And so I had to make a hard decision. I mean, at that point, it wasn't really all that hard, but I had to make a decision on whether or not I wanted to put myself through that again. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe it's not for me anymore. And so when I left the ICU, that was my confirmation to say like, hey, you know, CRNA is not in the cards for me anymore. Because remember, I said I've been teaching. But then the moment that they gave me a student, I was just like, oh, no, it wasn't that. It was the moment I started teaching one of the patient care techs. Like I was teaching her because she was asking about the chest tube. So I drew a terrible illustration about what a chest tube looked like and what its purpose was. And she was like, wow, nobody ever taught me that. And I was just like, what do you mean? Because in the Navy, that's what nurses do. All they do is teach the corpsmen and vice versa. So that's how I knew it's just like teaching was still in the realm for me. And that's why I stuck there, which is why I didn't go CRNA route. And I don't even have the passion to want to do it anymore. So I love figs and fabletics. Just got introduced to Mandela. Any other good one? You talking about like Scrubs? What is the one? I can't remember the ones. I forgot which ones these were, to be honest. But the ones that I have, I can't even remember the other Scrubs that I have for work. But yeah, I'll have to find them and let you know. I don't know exactly which ones. No lie, I know that spot. Look, hey, that is the spot. Look. I know I'm kind of late, but that is the spot, and I'm going there tomorrow. And no, we're not doing a meetup in the hood off Grace Street because you already know what happens down there. We ain't doing all that. I already got to go, ready because people be acting stupid over there. So, hey, I'm going there tomorrow. I'm getting me a 10-piece with the cup soy sauce with 2 of them. So, tattoos and clinicals. I have some and some on the side of my hand. Small. I'll just wear a long sleeve shirt. You've never been there, ma'am. When you go back home, when you go see your mom or whatever, I'm gonna need for you to just go back there. I'm gonna need for you to go there. It's good. Just order a 10-piece yaki and get 2 cups soy sauce and you'll be Gucci out there. I'm just saying. I could cover my arms, but nervous about my hands. Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. They're not gonna kick you out of the program, but you'll be fine. You gotta go. It's in the hood. Yep. Depends on the school. Some people actually put makeup like on their hand to cover up their tattoos. So I'm thinking about pursuing this. Do you think it's a no-no? Tara, that all depends on you. If that is your goal to want to do anesthesia, who am I to tell you not to do it? Like, I am not one to tell you not to do it. I will tell you that it's a hard program to get into and an even harder program to get through. But tons of other people have done it and you can do the same. So if that is where your heart and your passion lies, go. I'm not going to be one to tell you not to go. Be like, girl, let me tell you how to... No, I ain't going to do you like that. Have you ever called... I have called Safe Haven or Safe Harbor. Sorry. I have done it multiple times, actually. So my best friend, why I say it like that? My best friend ran out of the ICU also. Her coworkers were not helpful or nice. They were mean girls. So here's one thing I can tell you, D, is that there are 4 women that I have a trauma bond with. Names are Carly, Chloe, Haley, and Jana. Those are 4 women that I have a trauma bond with because when I tell you the second wave of COVID was a shit show in our ICU, it was fucking crazy. And to this day, those 4 girls are like some of like the best people in the world, because we talk about it all the time, because we still vent to each other about it. But, together, like, we got through it and we grew. But yeah, I mean, that's a real thing. The mean girl thing never really happened to me because they never tried me. And then even if they got mad, I would be like, okay, well, fuck you. What you want from me? Like, I don't care that you're mad at me. Like, get over it. But I think that's just probably like a male persona or a male attitude, that they're just like, oh, okay, well, let me not mess with him type deal. But, but yeah, it is very much a real thing. Like I said, Nurse Nelly will tell you that that's exactly what they did. I know. I lived there for 4 years. Just never. I'm trying to tell you, you better go get that Yakimandu and stop playing games with me. Yes, link up there. No, ma'am, we're not linking. We are not. If I did do a meetup in Killeen, it would not be at the Yakimandu spot. I promise you, it will not be. It'll be somewhere else. The fact that you want to look, I do want to look. I legit am gonna get a 20. Hey, put it this way: I want all 25 of you, or however many people are in here, I want all of y'all to go follow me on Instagram right now. And then when I get my 20-piece Yaki, I'm gonna put it on my story, so y'all know that I'm not playing no games. I'm getting a 20-piece with 2 cups soy sauce and I don't know, whatever drink that they got there. And I'm gonna eat it in my truck, and I'm gonna take a picture, and I'm gonna be like, oh my God, look at this. It's so good. You see what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Hey, these are the conversations that I like to have. Like, I really do like this, is because it's also a place for you to speak freely about your experiences, because I know so many people are just afraid to talk about it because they feel like they're going to get shunned or it's taboo. No, it ain't taboo. You express yourself. Let us know. I mean, we respect everybody, and we respect it, in a way that's professional. Like, I don't got to come over here and I ain't got to shit on nobody. But I'll let you know, like, I'm not a fan of bedside. I'll flat out tell you that right now. I've literally had administrators come up to me. They were just like, do you not like working at bedside? And I was like, no. Like, I love working with the patients. I love doing all this shit. I was just like, but working bedside? Bro, look, the way that my back is set up, the way that these knees is set up, when my checking and my savings, like that, that just don't work for me. So I'm just saying, if you think nurses are rough, the board is not your friend. If you have a bad look, are you talking about essentially like you talking about the board of nursing, Glammy? You funny, Darlene, ma'am. You just don't even know the half. I'm a goddamn comedian up in here. I'm just saying. Oh, by the way, I do say what do they call them? I use words of encouragement. That's what the Air Force calls them, encouraging words or whatever. But I'm in the Navy, so I just kind of say what I want. And if you don't like that type of language, I do apologize. But there is a button to where you could leave. Then leave. No, let me stop. But yeah, if you don't like that language, it's going to be real hard for you to be a nurse, because I can tell you right now, women got some potty mouths. All of you. And let me tell you something right now. These ears shouldn't be hearing half the shit, all the shit y'all be saying. Y'all are out of control. And so when I know there was this one meme where it was a guy where it says the FBI is listening, and he took his headphones off and he's disgusted. Sometimes I'm like, damn, bro, y'all really be out here talking like that? Crazy. 85% women. I knew what I was getting myself into. I just didn't know it was going to be wild like that. So, but yes, Darlene, I am quite the comedian. Get an additional cup for me. I missed that spot. We don't have one up here. Oh, look. What part of Florida do you live in, Sasha? Where are you at? What made you choose nursing over other medical professions? I'm a very big people person. I didn't want to be a doctor. I wanted to be an anesthesiologist. But one, I didn't want to dedicate all that time to school. And two, a lot of times I realized that doctors forget that people are people. And that's one thing that people don't realize about here's the difference between medicine and nursing, is that nursing is all about the patient, and medicine is about like the medical aspect of the patient. Like, nursing is all about getting a patient back to health, but as the patient. That's probably not making any sense. And my IG is at the Boot Nurse. Every social media platform I have is at the Boot Nurse. So TikTok, of course, Thread, X, gonna give it to you, but or formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I have a Facebook page. It's called the Boot Nation. So if anybody wants to join in on that, It's for nursing students and nurses alike, trying to help build that community of positivity and, trying to spread that word and, try to give back to the community, build that community and give it back to, one nursing student at a time. But I did nursing because I really love people. And if you ask me that question now, it's still the same, but my goal now is I care more about the nurses going to take care of people. Like my whole thought and my whole purpose now is to take a nursing student or somebody or prospective nursing student and watch them grow so they can go and take care of people. And not saying because I've already been there, not saying I wouldn't keep doing it, but it's just like I like to see other people grow in that aspect mentally for themselves. So expressing yourself. I'm not a fan of bedside anymore. Look, hey, that's what I want everybody to do. All 18 people, look, I want y'all to put it. Express yourself. What don't you like? It's okay for you to not like it. People that are not nurses will shit on you and be like, oh, if you didn't like the bedside aspect, maybe you shouldn't become a nurse. Hey, chill out, Chad, or whatever the fuck your name is. Like, you're not hanging out at bedside, dealing with whatever craziness is happening, dealing with disrespectful other nurses and doctors and all this other nonsense. Like, put it in there. Tell them, express it. Because this is where you can do it. Because I don't care. I mean, I do care. I care about you. Because if you can't take care of yourself mentally, then you're no good to yourself. More importantly, to whoever you care about, and especially your patient. Right? Not a fan of bedside. I left bedside in May. Haven't looked back. There it is. I'm not in the Navy, but I curse too. Yeah, that's true. You do. You curse. You got a potty mouth. Facts. Air Force is better than the Navy. Cough, cough. Ma'am, I'm gonna need for you to leave. Okay. Air Force flight nurse, good. Hey, shout out to the Air Force flight nurse. I like look, first of all, I wanted to do flight, but then the way that my back is set up, not no more. Nurse Nelly, the princess, yep. The boot nurse, yep. Air Force flight nurse has a higher scope of practice. It's more the critical care aspect for flight nursing. And so essentially for flight nursing, it's just you performing critical care, en route. And there's two different types. You have fixed wing and you have rotary wing. So fixed wing are airplanes and rotary is the helicopter. So you're essentially doing en route care. So whatever you would do essentially in like a trauma, ICU, ER type, and maintaining that patient from point A to point B, that's what you're doing as a flight nurse. I love that I switched to home health. Orlando, Florida. I've been there once or twice. I was there this year because I went to Disney World. 10 out of 10. Don't recommend unless you want to just go see fireworks. It was cool. I lived in Jacksonville for about 4 years. That was all right, too. So there's that. Salary, yup. Nelly, man, me too, yup. I took the NCLEX yesterday, and I'm so scared I finished 85 questions. Don't be scared of that. Don't be scared of that exam. What you mean? So, I mean, you could either do one or two things. You could do the Pearson VUE trick if you want, or you can wait. You took it yesterday, so yesterday was Thursday, so your results should be available by either tomorrow or whatever the next business. No, it should be available tomorrow at whatever time you took it. So if you took it at 1 o'clock yesterday in the afternoon, check your stuff at 1 o'clock on Pearson VUE, and you should be able to pay that $7.95, and you should be able to see it. I'm a male ICU nurse and planning to apply for police officer. I hope it works out. Okay, now that is completely different. To do a whole 180. Why do you want to become a police officer? Nothing wrong with that. But it's just like I went from ICU nurse and now you want to be a police officer. Oh, I get it. So instead of you taking care of them, you want to put them in there. I got you. I was just playing. That's funny though. One of the reasons getting RN is to have non-bedside options. Yep. Because there's a lot of non-bedside options out there, like everything from working at pharmaceutical companies to freaking working home health to doing informatics to being medical devices, all kinds of stuff. Teaching is more your passion. I love teaching. Which is exactly why I created the 7-day NCLEX course. Make sure you guys check it out. Link is in the bio for $48. You get it forever. See what I did there? All right. Teach NG more... or teaching more as a teacher to students. Yep. I actually have been approached multiple times to go be like an adjunct instructor at a few of the local colleges around here. I just haven't taken the opportunity to want to do it because I'm working on my course. That's where my passion is at, is to provide. First, my first whole passion is to put it out, is to get people through NCLEX, and that's why I created that course. I don't like bedside. Psych, I can't do it anymore. Then don't do it. I can't do psych at all because I'll be ready to fight somebody. Like every time I walk in there, the last time I walked into psych, and every day I walked into psych while I was in nursing school, all I heard was "knuck if you buck" in my ear the entire time. I'm just like I'm ready. All I hear is "crime mob, ho." Hey, I'm just saying, hey, y'all, give me the 3,000 likes right now and stop playing games, okay? 3,000 likes. Smash that like button. I want to see nothing but hearts going up the right side of this damn screen right now. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Doctors can be so rude. Let me tell you something right now about these doctors, right? Some of these doctors forget that they got to go home. That ain't a threat. But some of these doctors will talk to you like they have lost their ever loving mind. And I'm just like, like Kevin Hart when he looked at me like, like, don't do it. Don't do it. And some of those doctors you have to put in their place. And I'm just like, I understand that you're the doctor, but you are not going to talk to me like you've lost your damn mind. Sorry. Thank you for answering my question. You're welcome, sir. No problem. I'm here for you. I don't have time to list all the issues with bedside. Yeah, you do. Thunder, you got all the time. Thank you. Somebody said it. Like, don't go to Disney. Look, you know how much money I spent at Disney World? Like $6,000. A lot of money, okay? Accepted a RN ER position. I love it. Hey, shout out to you for working in the ER. That's controlled chaos. Well, like, what is it? Hey, get them stable and get them out. Hey, congratulations on the NCLEX. Are you telling me congratulations, Kevin? Hey, your name's Kevin too. Shout out to you. Are you telling me congratulations? No. Congratulations to you. Thank you. Man, you got a long ass list. What is that? Telehealth is where it's at. Facts. It is. Trick is to try to sign up for the next. Oh, you're talking. Yeah, we're talking about the Pearson VUE trick, Kevin. I think I have like 8 or 10 videos, like short videos that are in my TikTok right now of how to freaking of how to do the Pearson VUE trick. It hasn't changed. Let's see. Live life or live live is live what? I feel like I'm with friends just hanging. That's what I'm trying. Look. I do these lives 3 times a week. And for the fact that you even just said that, that just tells me that whatever I'm doing right. Because that's what I want to do. I want to sit here and I want to talk to my people. If you ain't nursing and if you ain't military, I mean, it don't matter. You're still my people because we up in here talking and we conversate. Hey, smash that like button. 3,000 likes. Make it happen. I love y'all. All right, cool. I got the good pop-up trick, but I already have my LPN. So is the good pop-up accurate? Yeah, because they're 2 different tests. You shouldn't get a good. So even though you got the good pop-up, it's only going to be good for the pop-up of which for the exam that you just currently did, right? But you got to remember that the Pearson VUE trick is unofficial. I have literally seen some people say, and some people have reached out to me. They were just like, "Hey, so I got the good pop-up, but I still failed." I was like, I literally put a disclaimer that this is unofficial. It's a glitch in the system, so it's like a 99% chance, and yes, you can be that 1%. Just saying, it just comes with the territory. Transfer Center RN here. Shout out to you. What is it? I love seeing more men attending nursing school and becoming RN. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's 15% men that are in nursing. Like 15%. And of the 15%, it's like 6% is, or like 9% is like white males, and then like 3 or something like that percent. I can't remember the exact numbers. Are black males, and then you have Hispanic males, and then you have other. So like Asian, Pacific. Oh my God, Pacific Islander, so on and so forth. So Sasha, first of all, you lying. Because you are now I found somebody I'm picking on right now. Because look, psych is always a fight. I can't look. I'm trying to tell you, knuck if you buck was look. I'm trying to tell you, I'll be ready. I was ready to fight. I was ready to fight the entire time I was in there. I've been an LPN for 11 years. I love memory care, but I know it's only a matter of time for my knees. Look, so the way these knees are set up and the way my checking in my savings. Look, I'm trying to tell you, the knuck if you buck. That shit is so funny. Oh my God. I want to be an OR nurse. I finished school in 2 weeks. Then is that Rocky 88? Ma'am, then go be an OR nurse. What's stopping you from being an OR nurse? I could have got it. I could have got it right. Treat them and street them. I'm Kevin BSN. No, I'm Kevin BSN. I always thought that nurses needed a way to debrief over stuff, but it never comes. So this could be a debrief. As a matter of fact, we can treat these lives as a debrief. There's plenty of people that are in the chat that are going back and forth right now. Conversating with one another. This is our debrief. I tell you, I got so much shit I could tell y'all right now about some of the shit that I saw. Y'all would be like, wow. Or some of y'all would be like, yeah, that makes sense. Or yeah, I've been there too. It happens. So you are doing great. Glammy, you are too kind. I think I'd like OR except being on call. Let me tell you something about that on call. That shit is no joke. I think it's less Philippine old white men don't want a male nurse. That's true. I literally had an older white guy. He was just like, where the other nurse at? And I'm like, I have no idea what do you mean other nurse? The one that took care of me last night. I'm like, oh, well, she's gone. Well, you need to bring her back. I don't want no man in here. And I'm just like, oh, so you're one of those. But then there's some men that are just like, they would rather have a man, because it just makes them more comfortable. So, but we all know why old white men don't want male nurses, because Glammy, you know why. I ain't even gonna say it. Hey, I caught your live. Yes, you did. Yes, you did catch my live. Here I am in the flesh. I said I was going to get off and y'all held me hostage again. I don't even like that. I don't even like y'all anymore. Give me the 4,000 likes right now. I love y'all. I appreciate you. I'm telling you, I could have gotten in for, you're talking about for Universal? Hey, so I got that, what is it? That Freedom Pass at Universal where I can go all year for like $200. So, best believe I was in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter acting a fool, Sasha. Like, I mean, whoever's kid that was, killing curse. Bow. Whoever's kid that was, torture curse. Bow. Everywhere. Everybody getting a Vada Kedavra around here. You know what I'm saying? All right. I'll leave. I'm done. Just keep hearing. They don't take new grads. What do you mean? What do you mean they don't take new grads? Of course they do. I was in ICU for years. Why'd you switch? What songs get you ready for your shift? I'm quiet, but I listen to trap. Hey, I don't know. Every nurse I know listens to some listening to some type of trap music before they get their ass to work, because that's the only way they gonna be able to make it. Oh my! Honestly, like if I was listening to something, I'm listening to either like Pop Smoke or The Baby or those are usually the other two. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm real boring. Like I listen to a bunch of podcasts and audiobooks because the mind is a machine, and I'm trying to make sure what I put in it I can absorb. I can't be walking around listening to King Von acting like some random white girl at a wedding, with fucking a Bud Light and a goddamn and a vape in my hand. All right. Oh, shout out to King Von. Anyway, or anyone in the live in school, don't give up. We're rooting for you. You're almost there. Let me tell you something right now, is that when you finish school, you are not done. You're going from one mountain peak to the base of another mountain. That's exactly how it's going to be. All right. So you're not done. Never are you done. Your patient dies, but you do not have time to process, and the other patient is ready. You're getting first admin straight up. So it's hard for you to even, like, you have to compartmentalize everything, which is why I always say it's just like, hey, let's have a debrief. Let's talk. And a lot of the debriefs happen in the med room, or for us, like we would go out, and I worked nights. We would go out and we would have breakfast, and the staff at the breakfast spot would be like, man, y'all look like y'all had a rough night. And they would give us drinks. They would be like, hey, the drinks are on us, because they knew that we had a rough night. And we would sit there and we would vent to one another. Hell, sometimes we cried. Man, I could tell you a story that would probably make everybody cry up in here, but we ain't about that today. I'm just saying. Me too, acting out. I'm just trying to tell you. What else y'all going on? King Von get you right. That's hilarious. Yeah. But what else? Let's see what we got going on in here. So true. I definitely listen to DMX before work, and I'm telework. You listen to DMX before work and you telework, so you just be sitting in here and be like, X gon' give it to you, pick up. Hello? Yes. Absolutely, sir. I'll put that in this chart. What the fuck? Oh my God. I appreciate you. Great to talk. Shop with fellow crazy. Hey, look, I love it. I love it that you like being here. I love it that everybody else likes being here. Well, I just want everybody to know that I do this Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Just like, share, subscribe, like I'm talking on YouTube. Share it. Tell everybody about what we got going on. Bring other nurses in here. Check out the Facebook page. Like, all we do is we just sit here and we harbor it and we talk to each other about it. We could do whatever. And y'all have a conversation. I love it. You at 4K, right? I get caught all the time in 4K, just fucking up. Treatment for sodium poisoning, please. What do you mean? Like, too much sodium? Like SIADH type? Med room or Irish pub at 7 a.m. Look, I'm trying to tell you. I never really had Bloody Marys or mimosas, but let me tell you, they're delicious at 9 o'clock in the morning. Breakfast is great after night shift. Yo, you ain't lying. I'm a federal employee. Yeah, I know you're special. You don't do no work. I would rather work days. I don't like working nights at all. That really messed with me. That really messed with me while I was working nights. I was not a fan. Of working nights at all. Like, at all. So, man, look, I literally just went through all y'all's comments. Most of y'all are already getting y'all stuff answered and y'all are having a conversation with one another. I legit am only going to be on here for a little bit longer. So, for those who have just joined, because we're at 27 people, my name is Kevin, BSN RN, since we got another Kevin BSN up in here. But I go by the Boot Nurse. Make sure you guys check me out on all those social media platforms, including, the new X, formerly known as Twitter. It says, do you have dinner brought to you? What you got? Green beans, mashed potatoes, and a roast. You want to see it? Here, I'll show you. Yo, you see the steam coming on this motherfucker right here, bro? Like, look at that. Look. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Damn cat drinking milk out the bowl. Anyways, have a great weekend. You too. What? I'm assuming you're asking, what does the Boot Nurse mean? Glammy? All right, so I'll tell you. It has two meanings. So, one, it means this. So, first of all, ma'am, I am not spoiled. Yeah, I'm spoiled. Anyway, so first, it means it's a military term, so to speak. Is every person that joins the military, they go to boot camp or they go to basic training. And so it really means that everybody is a boot. So everybody is brand new. Everybody is going to be new to something, and you're always learning something. So that's where the term boot nurse came from. But then it also, for individuals that have no idea what military affiliations are, when I walk around in my uniform, one of the most recognized things are the type of boots that I have. So that's where I got it. And it took me a while to actually come up with that name. I was walking around here calling myself some stupid ass names. And then next, the Boot Nurse was the one that stuck. So, so I hope that answers your question. Tell wife, I'm gonna need a plate too. Look, I think there might be some more up in there, but I don't know if we can ship that to Orlando. You know what I'm saying? This ain't damn Blue Apron. He really is spoiled. Why y'all hating on the fact that I'm spoiled? Y'all be easy. Got to eat my wings. Look, I had some chicken wings. I had some chicken wings last night, and it was good too. I'm just saying, it was good. Yes, I can agree. Go look up after your baby. What do you mean? He's in there chilling. He ain't screaming. He doing his thing. Ship what to Orlando? Oh, we was talking about, I got food right here. And she said, who is it? Sasha said she needed a plate. And I was like, well, we can't just ship it to you in Orlando. So, I mean, we could, but it may not be all that good by the time you get it. I'm just saying, this roast was in the damn air fryer for like I have an air fryer, the Ninja one, but we put it in the pressure cooker for 8 hours. Delicious. I need his plate. No. Nah, you can't have this. I'm just saying. Look, the Ninja, what is it? I have the Ninja Foodie. That's what it is. The Ninja Foodie. And it's delicious. You hear me? It's delicious. The things that it creates. No, I just need... Y'all wild. Y'all are out. First of all, y'all are out of pocket. I'm going to go buy one. I'm trying to tell you, get you a Ninja Foodie right now. I got the Ninja Foodie in there. What is it? The Ninja Creamy. The one that make ice cream. Delicious. I'm just saying. It's delicious. Y'all need to try that out. So, Anyways, where was I at when I was doing my spiel? Oh, 7-day NCLEX course. Check it out, y'all. Stop playing. What you mean, bougie? I'm not bougie. Come on now. What's with the square on the wall? Is that a recording studio? So, I don't even, is it As Chicatina? As Chicatina? Did I say that right? I'm over here like hooked on phonics. As Chicatina 22. Oh my goodness. So, okay, all right, cool. I said it right. So I'm proud of myself. So I actually have, like, this is my office, and I have like a little studio. Like, I have a mic right here. I got a light camera. I have another computer right here. I have a teleprompter and all kinds of stuff. But I record my my NCLEX course modules in here. And, it helps. I have carpet on the floor, but it helps, to capture all the noise and all that stuff. So I don't have all the echo and all that craziness when I'm recording. So essentially, yes, this is like studio / office. And this is my little light that lights up. It's a neon light, right? So if anybody has seen or has bought my course or anything like that, it's lit up and it's all in the background. So it gives it a nice little ambiance, of a nice little calming atmosphere. So that way, when people are studying, it's calming. So I'm lazy. I've been ordering factor meals. I don't know what factor meals are. Are those like is that like Blue Apron where they sing you the meals and you just throw it in there and they just cook it? Yo, I'm rolling because I can't breathe. I can't. Why? What? What you mean? God, Sasha, golly. Just for that, I'm about to eat this right now in front of you. Watch. I want you to see this right now. Look. You see these mashed potatoes right here? With this thing right here? Look. Look, God, we need to have a conversation about how good this is. You know what makes it even better, God? Is for the fact Sasha can't eat it. Oh, okay. Amen. I'm just playing. Ask Chicatina. So I have a 7-day NCLEX course, and that course is linked in the bio. So if you don't know what the NCLEX is, which I'm sure you do if you're a nurse or not, but it's a licensing exam for nurses for license or for LPNs and RNs. And the link is in the bio, and that's the course that I create. So I've been laughing like that. That's true. What is the transformation people experience from your course? So essentially, it's for people that are nursing graduates that have graduated nursing school or about to graduate nursing school. And I bring the relevance of what the real world of nursing is like, number one. And I bring the relevance of how hard that exam is because I failed that exam 3 times. As a matter of fact, here's one of my breakdowns. And I talk about this very, very often about how many times I failed this exam. And that's the reason why I created the exam, is because I never want anybody to feel how I felt when I failed that exam. Like you felt lost. You felt like you couldn't get help. You felt like, like people at work were making fun of you. If you worked at a hospital, people like the other nurses started shunning you. And I never want anybody to feel like that. So that's why I created it. So as the course grows, it's tailored to give you as much need to know information that you need in order for you to pass the exam. So it is a growing process because I'm a one-man army and I'm doing it all by myself, mostly all by myself. So that's the transformation that they get. They get the realism of what it's like going to be a nurse, but they also get the realism and the relevance for somebody who has taken that exam multiple times and still can pass it and be successful working as a nurse. I really hope that answered your question. Bruh, give me the wife. Nah, you can't have her. She's not my wife, but you can't have her. Factor, I did that, the meal, 11-piece chicken and a scoop of okay, sound delicious. We will have to talk. I recruit for travel nursing. Oh, okay. Look, I don't even know if I want to do travel nursing anymore. I'm just keeping it all the way real. Most of my job now is getting doctors to speak to each other about accepting a patient for Yeah, because sometimes they'll be like, nope, we don't want them. No, they can't have this. No, they can't have that. So with the price of groceries, it's not that. Hey, you're right, because groceries be expensive. Be crazy out here. Me, Nelly, and Sasha are going to kick it. Hey, see, this is the one thing I love about the internet. Sometimes you just got to meet your internet friends and you just got to hang out. So do you have any study material for the TEAS exam? I take it next month. You're talking about the TEAS exam to Marcus. Are you talking about the TEAS exam to get into nursing school or to graduate nursing school? Which one? You got to let me know. That is cool. There are people that need that. I passed the first computer time. I guess I can help. Yeah, whatever experience that you have. I mean, but I can tell you the exam questions probably not have changed a lot since when you took it, Glammy. But the formats may be a little bit different, and the new generation NCLEX throws in a lot more things. But for the fact that you have the critical thinking and the clinical judgment aspect by working as a nurse for so long, you taking that exam wouldn't be hard. So, or even helping people. What the heck? It says, not with my kids. I'd rather stay home. Yep. Traveling is for the birds. I agree. Like, I wanted to do traveling, but it's just like, I don't want to do it anymore. Doctors don't call back. Look, let me tell you something. I had a patient who I knew for a fact had a pulmonary embolism, and we called the pulmonary doctor, and he was like, "Why are you calling me?" And I was like, "Are you fucking shitting me right now, bro? Like, why am I calling you? You're the motherfucker on call." Or look, I'm telling you, like I'm just oh god, oh my god, like I hate it. I even hate talking about that because it made me so mad. To getting into nursing program. I'm from New Jersey. So there's a book for ATITs that I always recommend. It's Mometrics. It's a yellow book. You type in Mometrics T's and put it in Amazon. It's like $33 right now on Amazon. That's a really, really good book that I recommend. That's a book that I used when I was studying for T's, but I never took the T's exam because I ended up taking the HESI because that's what my school required, and that's the one that I used. So do you have any study material for the NCLEX PN? So the NCLEX course that is in its pre-launch phase right now is for both RNs and LPNs. So here's the thing about the RNs and the LPNs. The biggest difference from LPN and RN is, as an LPN, you need to know what you can and can't do, aka what is your role and your responsibilities, and what you can and cannot accept from an RN. That is literally the only difference between the RN and the LPN. Scope of practice changes once you become an RN. But I mean, you need to know as an LPN what you can and can't do. You can't do IVs. You can't do IV meds. You can do PO. You can do IM. You can do sterile procedures. You can't delegate. You can't educate. You can't teach. You can't do there's things like you can't have unstable patients according to the NCLEX. Like that's the biggest difference. But the only study material that I have is a 7-day NCLEX course, which is a link in the bio, and that helps both RNs and LPNs. And in upcoming lectures that I'm recording and putting in, I really do emphasize to LPNs like, hey, you need to know what you can and can't do. You need to know what you can accept and what you can't accept. If your patient is stable but then becomes unstable, what do you do? Do you assess your patient, or do you let the nurse like, hey, his blood pressure is a little high. Help, do you do that? So are we talking NCLEX? Just failed my first attempt at 150 questions. Is it Michaela? Is it Michaela? Is that how you pronounce it? Or Michaela? I don't want to mess it up. First of all, let me tell you that I'm sorry that you did not pass your NCLEX on the first time. But I will tell you that you aren't a failure. And that, like it's okay. Like you're fine. You are okay. And I'm gonna tell you why. You see this piece of paper right here? This is from Michaela. You see this piece of paper right here? I failed the NCLEX too. 3 times. 3. Nurse Nelly, let them know how many times I failed the NCLEX, right? So one thing I'll tell you is once you get your breakdown, because you should get a breakdown from your board of nursing, figure out why. You need to sit down and you need to really go through this and see where did I not do well on? Okay, now I need to go back to the drawing board. Think about it. Did you not understand the NCLEX style questions? The formats? Do you not understand content? What about your time management? Did you have a study plan? Accountability? Did you actually study? Did you study properly? Were you out there taking naps? Were you on your phone while you were studying? Were you on TikTok or trying to TikTok while you're studying? Like, hey guys, I'm studying for NCLEX. Like, were you doing shit like that? So, it's a nice package of things like that you really have to break down to see where you didn't do well. Okay. But don't let this test defeat you, because I can tell you right now, no one ever is going to care how many times you took this exam. And no one's ever going to care. No hospital will ever ask you how many times you failed that exam or how many times you took it, because they don't give a fuck. Okay. So don't be discouraged. Figure out what you didn't do and then attack it again. Okay. Glammy, thank you, dear. I'm seasoned and willing to help. 100%. By you being in here answering questions, Glammy, that helps a ton. I promise you. Cardiology is the worst. Look, I work with some cardiologists, and let me tell you something. I wish I could cut some of their tires. I don't mean that. You got it. Okay, no problem, Marcus. Yes, it's okay. So it's Michaela. So I said it right. You can get them on the book digital a little cheaper. Yep, for the Kindle app. So Snap, you got to think is like some people may not like that. They may not like it on Kindle. It's just all about how they are. Some people may want to get it digitally and put it on the computer. Some people may actually do better by actually having the book in their hand. So everybody learns differently. Thank you. Oh my God, yes. Let them know, especially for the LP. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm letting them know, Sasha. I'm letting them know 3 times. That's right. I failed it 3 times. I made hey, y'all can even go to YouTube and check out my YouTube where I have a video where I said I failed the NCLEX, right? And I talk about it, but I also give people I let people know that you can pass this test. Like the test doesn't determine what type of nurse that you're going to be. Only you can do that. I've literally, look, if everybody knows my story, I've literally seen people, I saw one person put H4 on a chart and he meant to put HIV. And instead of him putting the I and the V, he said, the 4 was easier to put. And I was like, you got to be shitting me, bro. Like, are you kidding me? It was wild. I'm just like, if he could be a nurse, I could be a nurse. If I could be a nurse, Michaela, you could be a nurse. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to determine. And me, I openly tell people I fail it because I love to see their reaction because they look at you, they're just like, really? Or some people are just like, damn, really? I would have never guessed that because you're a great nurse. You see what I'm saying? People are going to do a lot of this and they don't know shit about you. So all you need to do is figure out what you didn't do well on and then fucking push forward and tackle the rest of it. And you're going to do fine. I guarantee it. And then when you pass, come back here and tell us. Passed mine on the second time. Was so glad. Was that a steno girl? Hey, shout out to you for passing on the second time because guess what? Let them know. Ain't nobody going to ask you how many times you took that exam. I think some of it was content, time management, and test anxiety. So you want to know the best way, Michaela, to get rid of that test anxiety is to sit that ass in front of a computer and practice and create the testing environment. That is how you get through it. I kid you not. And in order for me to get through my test anxiety, I ended up sitting here like this, going through my questions. And then when I got to question 45, I didn't even realize I was sitting like this because I had practiced it the whole time. Okay. Why are you called the boot nurse? Whole lot of red, ma'am. You are late to the party. I don't know if I'm going to explain it again. Somebody explain it to her. Somebody explain it to me for me. I failed 3 times and it's okay. That's right. But eventually passed. You got it. I highly recommend Archer. Archer's good. I like Archer stuff in the way that it's set up. I'm telling you, study like it has to make sense. Yep. Even if you have to go back to grade school. Yeah, because you essentially have to break it down Barney style. If we pay for your 7-day NCLEX course. Okay, is that Carly Black? Hold on, I think you said something else. I did Archer and Mark K. Now I just need to figure out a better study plan and stick to it. So also, if those that are in here that do need help with NCLEX, I also do coaching and you can also check me out at thebootnurse.com. You can scroll down and you see where I do coaching, where I do one-on-one coaching. I'm actually going to be implementing group coaching here in the near future. But I do one-on-one coaching where I help you come up with a study plan, time management, and you essentially, this right here that I'm giving to all of you right now, I give to you one-on-one. And I promise you it doesn't change. And then I can tell you right now, and I tell people all the time, you're not going to give me money and me want this more than you. Because I've had some people flat out tell me, well, I guess I didn't do well. No, there is no I guess. You fucking didn't do well. What do you mean? You have to be coachable and you have to understand where your faults are at. And then once you understand where you lack, then that's how you improve. I used Mark Klimek, loved it. I didn't use Archer, I used Kaplan. Exactly. He put H4 instead of HIV, and I was just like, ain't that some shit? If we pay for your 7-day NCLEX course, do we have access to it when I'm ready to start? Yes. So if you bought it right now, you have access to it. And I'm updating new lectures in there weekly to bi-weekly. Carly, to answer your question. So right now there's 1, 2, 3, 6, that's 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 9 to 12 lectures that are in there right now. And I actually just uploaded one yesterday and I call it the rules on NCLEX. So yeah, once you get it, you have it the whole time. You have it the whole time and it won't go away. Mark Klimek lectures were great for me. It helped me understand the material. Yep. Carly, yes, it's a lifetime access. Yep, thank you so much. You're welcome, Michaela. No problem. Thanks. Chew gum. Yeah, you could chew gum. What is this? Performance NCLEX. Nothing to do with if you're a good nurse or not. I agree 100%. You passing that NCLEX doesn't determine what type of nurse that you are. You're welcome, Michaela. I try to give the best advice that I can. So because his was in the military. What you mean? What do you mean mine was in the military? That's the type of energy I need because tell me oh yeah, because that is the way that I kind of convey myself. Is like I have to let you know like, hey, this is what's going on. I can't sugarcoat it and I won't coddle you. And honestly, it is because of my military background. Remember, so I used to be a surgical tech student, surgical tech instructor in the military. So my surgical tech students were with me all the time. They were military people first, and then they were students. So you act out or you don't convey something right, I'm gonna let you know respectfully because I never disrespected them. And so, and I give you the same exact energy. So I can't want to pass an exam more than you that I already have because I already know the struggle. I already know how it is. You know what I mean? So that's the type of energy that I give. Did you pass with Next Gen? No, I took my exam once in 2018, twice in 2019, and then I took it again in 2020. So yeah, 2020. How much one-to-one course? If you go to my website, thebootnurse.com, and scroll down to coaching, and it'll tell you how much the price is, Carlin. A whole lot of because he was in the Navy. What does that mean? Oh yeah, I am still in the Navy. My husband is an RN since '89, over 24 years old. So just passes NCLEX. Shout out to him for passing his NCLEX. Shout out to him. Because like I said, becoming a nurse, like that's a huge milestone, huge. I had to have a 4.0 in all prerequisites to get into nursing school. Now 4.0 BSN. I can help 30 years. Yep. So here's the thing now. It's just, like as long as this is what I tell people. A's are great. B's are acceptable. Don't get C's. Although I've seen people get C's and get into nursing school. So, well, that explains the gray hair. First of all, Sasha, what'd I tell you? See? What'd you say, Sasha? What? What'd you say? What? Yes. I am still in the Navy. It'll be 16 years, actually, that I've been in the Navy. Oh, we got jokes. Oh, yeah. First of all, we got jokes every day. Won't a day go by when I don't got nothing to say. Best believe that. All right. But anyways, yes, I am still in the Navy. I'm actually in the Navy Reserves. Slushy. It's delicious. And it's good. Stop playing games. It'll be 16 years that I've been in the Navy, but I'm in the Reserves right now. So, but I'm not a nurse corps officer or anything like that. I'm still enlisted. It's a long story. I don't feel like going through that. So, but yeah, still in the military. Might as well just kind of ride out these last couple years, right? So, but anyways, I think I've answered enough questions for tonight. Y'all held me hostage for literally like an hour, almost an hour, right? So 16 years. I was going to say, but you forgot. Yeah. So yeah, you forget about that. Come on now. Sasha. Hey, Sasha, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Heather came back. Heather, what you doing here? You ain't supposed to be here. You're supposed to be doing laundry and stuff. It's like we're fam now. My middle son is also in nursing school. As of this next month, nursing fam here. Look, I'm not trying to that's a whole family of nurses. Hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I love that, like for real. So, and hey, what we cultivate here is a nursing family. So, damn, really? Damn, Sasha coming with the fire right now. Sasha Fierce, Beyonce style. That's what we doing. My son's a football coach. Hey, one of my buddies, one of my best friends, he's a football coach, and he coaches at one of the high schools in Killeen, as a matter of fact. So, shout out to him for doing that because I know it takes a lot to coach them boys. I'm just saying, young teenage boys. But anyways, anybody got anything else? Anybody got anything else? I'm knocking on 40's door. Damn. First of all, I'm like in my mid-30s. But this gray hair really ain't, it's really saying that I'm like almost there. First of all, I embrace these gray hairs, so I'm gonna need for y'all to stop playing with me. All right, stop playing. You should have gave me a plate. You know what? You know what, Sasha? I should have get. Yeah, you're right. I should have gave you a plate, just so I could take it away. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me tell you something right now. Look, it's delicious. That's the Navy for y'all wrong. I need for y'all to stop coming for me. First of all, and last of all, does anybody have any other questions for me or for the crew or for the crew of damn comedians that are in my chat? Anybody? It's all love, yeah. Can you give some tips on how to study for micro? All love. We're the crew now, Sasha. Look, for real. Apparently, you guys are in my crew. You guys are in the crew of co-hosts that are hanging out in the chat. Microbiology, man. I'm trying to think. Like, what advice could I give for microbiology? Depending on where you take your microbiology, like if it's at a community college, I would definitely look at Rate My Professor and then find you a really good instructor there. Because let me tell you something right now, I had fun in micro. I thought it was great. But you definitely, the syllabus. Yeah, I mean, you can't do wrong with the syllabus. And it all just depends on how your teacher is. So, sorry, my male nurses, but my daughter is in the pre-nursing, all kids and a husband. That's too many nurses. That's too much knowledge in one house. Because imagine if y'all got into a fight and y'all started contradicting each other and started yelling at each other, or insulting each other with like nursing diagnosis. Like, that's why you have an impaired gas exchange. That just means that, you're like, I don't know, fat and you can't breathe right. Not you, but you see what I'm saying? That's what I would do. I would be like, that's why you got ineffective tissue perfusion. I don't know, some shit. I don't know what I would say. It's wild. I'm out of control. I'm out of pocket, y'all. I'm sorry. But yeah, let's see. My boyfriend said, "Oh, you found a new TikTok friend. I guess we really no. As a matter of fact, Sasha, you know what? You stay there. You tell your boyfriend y'all staying there. You can't come here now. Nope. That's what you say, girl. Right? Y'all wow. Y'all are out of control. All right, but for real though, I'm gonna go this time. One thing I'll leave. I always try to leave some words of knowledge, Jerry Springer style, with my last thoughts or my final thoughts. Just be great to yourself. Nursing is difficult, and it can be difficult, but be great to yourself. Mentally, you're no good to nobody else if you're no good to yourself. So, always come to these lives, always seek out the group of people that essentially go through the same shit as you. That way you guys can, you it's really therapy for everybody. So look after yourself and, mentally, if you need help, go find it, because nursing can really fucking destroy your mind sometimes. For all the new nurses that are out there, I tell you this is because mentally you need to prepare yourself, is because, taking care of people can really be mentally taxing on you. But it could be a long and prosperous career in every aspect if you know how to navigate through it. So, but yeah, that's my spiel. I appreciate everybody coming by. I love y'all, man. Y'all, I have so much fun when I do these lives, but I love y'all for being out here and hanging out with me. Y'all got me to 6,000 likes. Hopefully I have 1 million followers now on TikTok, but yeah, y'all are great, and I will see you guys on Monday. Not you, Sasha. You can't come because you don't know how to act. But good night. Bye.